Okay, now we have two more to do, and let's do problem 24 in this video and leave the next um, problem to the next video. So actually 24 is just a Sudoku problem. So I'm saying this is not actually a great problem in the sense that a Sudoku problem would be kind of unfair to those students who have been playing Sudoku. And if you haven't played Sudoku, you would have spent some time even understand the rule, and then you explore and you figure out some tricks, and then you can uh, uh, then you can go all the way down to almost finishing the whole thing. However, if you have played Sudoku a lot or maybe just a bit, you actually know very clearly what to do at every step, what to look for, what kind of tricks to apply, and it won't be too much trouble. And in terms of a Sudoku problem, of course, this is a variation of a Sudoku, but the basic skills are exactly the same. And I would say if you really have played Sudoku, you will notice that you agree with me that this problem is actually a very basic one among Sudoku problems. That is why there is some unfairness induced. But anyway, let's do it, and let's suppose that we have no idea about what Sudoku is. Just do the problem as it is. So in this diagram, each row, each column, and each bounded shape must have A, B, C, D, E. So every column has four boxes, and there's I'm sorry, 5 boxes. So that means A, B, C, D, E should each of them should appear once, exactly once. And if you look at each bounded box, it is either a T shape or a Z shape. It's also 5 boxes. So again, it should be A, B, C, D, E once for each. So what number should be placed here? That is to say, we just solve everything, probably almost everything. And where do we start with? Probably we start with this. I mean this, because in each bounded box there should be only one A. There should be no repetition. So an A is here, meaning all 4 of them should not be A. However, remember the first row has an A somewhere. If not here, then it must be here. So you're gonna start with this. Okay, let me enlarge it, zoom in. So because we know the rule already. So just look at this part. If these 4, we cannot put A in these 4 grids because in these 4 boxes because an A is already here, and this T shape is a bounded group. So the A that belongs to the first row must go here. And for the same reason, the C that belongs to the first column must go all the way down to the very bottom box, because we've got a C in this bounded T. So these 3 are excluded. And then we can look at the last maybe the bottom row. We've got 3 numbers down. Usually you just look at those columns or rows or bounded shapes where most of them are already filled, so you don't have much choice and you can just try them out. For example, here you just look at the last row, 3 of them are already filled. So you just need to decide where to put A and where to put D. Since this grid is looked down upon by this A, so you can't put another A, otherwise there will be some repetition in this column. That is to say, A must go here and D must go here. Okay, so that is it. And then you should shift your kind of a perspective a bit. Now we consider the bounded box. The bounded box is A, B, C, D, E, and E is the only missing letter, and this is the only empty box within the bounded T. So this is E, no doubt. This is E. And if this is E, again, which row or column or bounded group is almost done? Maybe it's the second column, because 3 of them are already filled. And we are left with B and D. And obviously this cannot be a D because there's a same letter right next to it. So this is a B and this is a D. Okay. Okay, so far so okay. And then what do we do? Maybe we move to the middle, the Z shape. In the Z shape, you see, this cannot be a E because there's a E in the same row. For the same reason, this cannot be a E. However, the E is not yet seen in this Z shape. If not these two, then it must be here. So this E is good because it can cross out the two of them, and we are left with only one valid place. So the E is put here. Okay, the E is put here. And finally, we look at this, maybe change our perspective once more. We focus on the third column. In the third column, we still need to figure out, we still need to put in a A and a C. However, there's a A in the column, and there's there's a A in a bounded T. So this cannot be A anyways. So this is a A, and this is a C. Okay, and the rest should be kind of easy, but let's just try to do it. Let's see. Finally, we want this. So let's see if we can move to this part as quickly as we can. We maybe look at this because I care about this, right? I care about this, and we look at this row. We need to put C and E, and this is not an E because there's an E down here. So this is a C and this is an E. Okay, and we have AEC, so we need to decide if this is a B or D. And so far we have no clue because BD or BD, both of them do not cause any conflict. So maybe we should do something else elsewhere before going back to this part. So BDEA, this is a C. Okay, this is C. And can we do something now? CAAC, this is a BD. Still, we can't do anything. So maybe we should do a little bit more. In this column, E should be found in this column. So far, it is not here. And E is next to this box, meaning this cannot be an E. So this is a B. And on top, this is a E. And in the first row, we can just finish it by putting a B in the last empty box. Okay, and so far, can we see? Okay, so far I think it is done. Actually, we didn't need to do this, but let's see. I mean, this is a B, so this is not B. This should be a D, and this is a B. So it is done. This is actually irrelevant, but anyways. So the shadowed box is a D, and this is the only possibility because so far in every step we gave a strict proof by excluding all alternative possibilities. So the only possible letter for this box is a B. So just, it's just a B. That's very, classical Sudoku way of thinking. Yeah, I'm not saying that Sudoku is not math, but it's really unfair to the students who haven't played Sudoku before. Yeah, that's it for problem 24, and this is the penultimate one. And the next video will be about the final problem. See you later.